VTHN welcomes you to the following presentation of Virginia Tech Hockey. VTHN welcomes you to the following presentation of Virginia Tech Hockey.
Welcome into the Virginia Tech Hockey Network. Kyle Bean and Chris Pierce with you on the call here tonight. Now, Chris, the Hokies lost their first game in a while. A real fun one against the Seahawks. What did we see out of Tech that led to that loss last night?
Yeah, it was the Hokies' first loss in regulation. You have to go all the way back to opening night against NC State, where the Hokies last loss in regulation. But, I mean, it was a game of 3 periods. The first period, obviously, a lot of penalties and aggressiveness from both sides, really. A lot of time was spent in the penalty box by the two teams. The second period was more mellow, more calm, no penalties. You know, it was 2-2 after the second period, and then you had the third period, which was, you know, for the Hokies, it wasn't really what they're used to being playing as. You know, you had too many penalties, especially in the late stages. You gave up 2 power play goals to the Seahawks, which ultimately led to the loss. So you have to look at it in different ways, and you can also talk about, you know, the wonderful performance there by Dylan Clancy last night, making incredible saves for the Seahawks, keeping them in the game and winning it for them overall.
Yeah, Clancy was lights out last night. Really solid performance from him. Now, if the Hokies want this win tonight to avoid the series sweep, what adjustments do we think they might be making here?
Yeah, I mean, last night was a fluke for them. I think they realized that they weren't as disciplined as they usually are, and I think this game is more of a reset button for them, and being able to, you know, play their game, really control the game the way they're used to being played. So I expect them to come out of this one more, you know, intact, more aggressive, more taking more shots, not really, I mean, being aggressive, but not physically aggressive to the point where you're costing your team penalties.
Yeah, well, we should be in store for a good one here tonight. Join us in just a few minutes for Puck Drop.
Come out firing, come out flying.
You got to get on these guys early, let them know who's in charge of the game and execute.
5 players that have now over 30 points on your team already halfway through the season.
You set the standard, you don't play on anybody else.
All gas, no brakes.
Virginia Tech has never won 8 in a row in program history.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, and the Hokies will walk out of New Jersey on a 7-game win streak.
So let's talk kind of about Denison for them. 17-3 this weekend.
Kazai driving in. They score! The Bronx fall 10-3 to the Virginia Tech Hokies.
And he's shooting, he scores! Dynamic duo strikes again. And it goes in!
Taken out. That one fired and they scored.
His shot scores! Schneider saved by Cook. Plays the
Kazai on the wraparound. And he scores!
Welcome back to the Lancerlot Sports Complex as the Seahawks take on the Hokies for the second game of this weekend series. Kyle Bean and Chris Pierce here with you in Vinton, Virginia to see this one through. Chris, we're in store for a good one. We had a great one last night. A lot of aggression from both sides, and definitely not a game we're used to seeing from the Hokies.
Yeah, I mean, the Hokies, obviously, with their 19-2 record now on the season, they're going to look to, you know, bounce back tonight against the Seahawks, and we'll see how they respond.
Well, we'll take a short break for lineups and the national anthem. Join us here in just a moment for Puck Drop.
UNC-Wilmington at forward, number 13, Chris Lawson. At forward, number 17, Colin Romer. At forward, number 75, Luke Moses. On defense, number 20, Logan Neal. On
It may be the warmest day in a while we've seen in Southwest Virginia, but it is nice and chilly here at the Lancer-Lott Sports Complex as the number 2 Virginia Tech Hokies host the number 17 UNC-Wilmington Seahawks. Kyle Bean and Chris Pierce here with you as we get set for the puck drop. The Hokies out for revenge here tonight.
Yeah, and I like Coach Mullen's decision to put the number 2 line, offensive line out there of Tulo, Stort, and Hearn. They really did a solid job attacking the net last night. Fortunately, they had to face Dylan Clancy, who put on an absolutely wonderful performance for the Seahawks in getting the win. But I like this, starting your number 2 line out there. You had your number 1 line out there kind of struggle, as well as your number 3 and 4 line. So I think putting your best line forward and really setting the tone is a good job for the Hokies on this one.
And speaking about switching to the second line with the first line struggles, the first game of the season where Gavin Peduzzi has not notched a point for the Hokies, I didn't think we were ever going to see it.
Yeah, it's a storyline, honestly, at this point in the season. If you told me, I'd be like, are you serious? But no, Peduzzi, silence, because I had a goal. That first line really struggled to get anything really going in that game. Obviously, you had a lot of penalties that really, didn't allow that first line to really gel. But, I feel like in this game, Peduzzi, Kazai, and Garlock will all be out for blood and really try to get the puck in the net for the Hokies.
Stewart and Roberts here for the starting face-off. Seahawks come up with it. Neal gives it away and gets it right back. Now working up the right side, off the mark to Roberts. Tucker Forrest deflects it away for his teammates. Austin Hearn trying to clear it, but the Seahawks keep it in. Now up behind the net. Fighting there, it's Lawson. Comes out to Hearn. Kicks it back to his teammate. Not quite able to clear it. The Hokies battling here. Finally get it across. Now the Seahawks with a chance to strike. Moses on the far side rips one straight to Tucker Forrest. 19:26 here in the first. Right into Forrest's chest. A great shot, though, from the Seahawks.
Yeah, it looks like they're picking up where they left off last night, getting shots to the net. It's been all Seahawks so far. Although it is 34 seconds into the game, they're really controlling this Hokies offense so far, really making them pick up their feet.
Seahawks win the faceoff in the offensive zone. The Hokies quickly clearing it out. Garlock hustling for that puck in the corner, trying to make something happen. All tied up down there. Kazai up in the mix for Tech. Still battling along the boards. There's about 4 guys caught up there, trying to make something happen, get the puck free. Shot there from Lanigan. Deflected off and away. We'll get a whistle with 18:54. Now, this is a big game for postseason standings right now. Penn State lost to Rowan 4-1, which is huge for the Hokies. They needed a team like Penn State to lose a game. They want to have a shot at staying up there in the rankings and potentially getting some buys.
Yeah, it was one of the check boxes the Hokies needed with that loss last night. They needed the Penn State league game loss as well as the NC State league game loss. They'll play NC State here at the lot next Saturday as well as at NC State next Friday. So those are going to be 2 huge crucial games for the Hokies coming up.
Yes, they will. Now the Hokies looking to put some pressure on, but the pass off the money to Kazai. And icing on the Hokies will bring it back. Already a quick scuffle over there. Looked like a shot from Kyle Levy to Kazai right along the boards after the whistle.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Mullen pregame, and he was telling us about the story of these 2 teams. And he says that the Seahawks do like to play more aggressive, and they'll try to get under the Hokies' skin. They did that last night successfully. It led to, obviously, a lot of Virginia Tech penalties, UNC going on the power play, scoring those late goals. So, the Hokies need to stay disciplined in this one in order to, have a chance of winning.
If my math is correct, there were 14 total penalties called on the Hokies last night. Added up to over 30 minutes in the box. Gray shovels one in to keep it there. Fighting along the far boards, dancing around. The Hokies finally free it. But it'll go right back to Trainer. Pushes up to his teammate Colbreth. Now Gray back to Colbreth. Shoots one in. Forrest gets on top of it, knocks it back away.
Excellent save by Tucker Forrest, really stretching that left pad out there, making this really toe tap save.
He has been phenomenal in the goal for the Hokies this season. Definitely in the running for Rookie of the Year potentially.
I mean, if you're 8-0 as a freshman rookie with under 2 goals allowed per game, I mean, you're doing fine for yourself.
Rice keeps it in and kicks it to the corner. Now caught up along the boards once again. Everybody all tied up there. Finally gets out momentarily, but straight back into the boards. Slow moving game here so far. Rice chips it up. Right to UNC-Wilmington, chipped up once again and caught back along the boards. Finally freed up there by Taberham, and the Seahawks are able to clear it, but Tech's right there back. Rice up the left side, off to Ewan Andrew, back to Rice, rips one. Goes wide into the boards, and the Hokies recover thanks to Kubi back in the neutral zone. Andrew kicks it up around, and Neal swings it for his teammate. They swing it back to Neal behind his own net. Takes it up to Siggins. Pressured there by Kamen. Now up the right side, Hokies on the move. Tries to kick one into center to Kubi, but just gets away from him. Back behind the net once again, the Hokies operating right along the corners. Gets caught up. Pressured there, massive hit from the Hokies. Seng laid him out, but they get him with the whistle at 16-24.
Yeah, I mean, Seng was thinking about just hitting him, but it was an open hit. Didn't have the puck, so it's going to be a penalty called, I believe, for interference on Seng. So the Seahawks will go on the power play, something that they were pretty successful last night with.
Very successful, and the Hokies, not a team that normally spends a lot of time in the box, but we mentioned that is really one of the things that hurt them last night. It was just too many penalties, too many penalty minutes. McAfee swings it up and around. The Seahawks retreat and start their power play. Moses leaves it for Roberts, moving up the far side. Pressured there by Stewart, now up top, rips it, Neal. Forrest, loose puck, tried to cover it up, still out there. Finally, the Hokies able to get it out. Lagas swings it around the boards all the way back. 1:30 left on the power play, Seng in the box. As Neal skates through center ice, now up there to Lawson, working his way into the near corner. Round the boards to Roberts. Back under to Lawson. Pressured there by Lagas, just laying him out into the boards a couple of times. Out back for Kyle Levy, fighting against Peduzzi. Almost gets sent into the Hokies bench on the hit.
What a shift by J.H. Lagas. I mean, 2 clears and a big hit. He's having himself a shift. Another clear right there.
Those big hits from Lagas, that was something we noticed from the Hokies yesterday. There was a lot of big hits, but a lot of them were called penalties.
Yeah, and some of those were crucial penalties too. And even though some of those hits were clean, they led to power play goals by the Seahawks, which is ultimately why the Hokies lost last night.
30 seconds left with Seng there in the box. The Seahawks swing it around. Taberham up against the boards. They get it out to Kyle Levy. And over to Ons. Ons rips one. Tucker Forrest rebound. Out to Peduzzi. Able to clear it. 15 and counting for Seng. They'll reset for a moment with Levy. Gives it off to his brother Corey. Skates up the right side. Tries to dance through, but poked away there by Lanigan. The Hokies able to clear and back to full strength here with just about 14 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, that's the kind of Hokies penalty kill that we're accustomed to, really forcing a tough shot by the Seahawks. They did have 1 or 2 good looks, but the Hokies defense doing a really good job being able to clear and fend off the power play opportunity.
They'll need to do that plenty well here tonight if they want to get revenge from last night's game. Out the back, Tech skating around. They give it off to Rice behind the net. Fighting there is Gray, trying to get something moving. Tech able to get it out of their zone, but right back in. Forrest off to Bryce. Hokies push it all the way back. They wave off the icing. Seahawks trying to get it settled here. About 13:30 left in the first. Gets away from Lagas over to Rice. Back to Lagas. Setting up on that far side. They cross it over to Seng. Takes it across the blue line. Tries to pass to his teammate. Gets tripped up there by Biesemer. Seng now along the far side. Pass off the money to Kubi. Around the world to Gray. He'll chip it up and out. Lagas there to recover for Tech. Now McAfee on the far side. Tries to cross, but deflected away off the stick of Day. Neal swings around his own net. Stick got lost there from Kubi. Seahawks up the far side, taking their time here. Under 13 minutes to play. Shot in there by Lagas. We'll get a whistle.
Yeah, things are starting to calm down. You know, these two teams have really gotten a feel for each other this whole weekend, but you know, it's a lot of back and forth action. Hokies trying to press. Good opportunity there earlier with Globitz centering it for Kubik. Just couldn't get his stick on it. But I mean, like I've said, it's pretty relaxing, I guess, if you want to compare it to how last night's first period started.
Definitely much more tame. Lagas with the 2-on-2. He's got Tulo to his right. Leaves it off, but deflected away. Bodies flying. Tulo with the backhand. Deflected away. Now Austin Hearn caught behind the net. Tries to give it up and out. And tied up there right in front of the net. We've got a whistle.
Another good opportunity there by the Hokies. Lagas really the driver and getting that puck deep to Tulo. And then trying to do that little wraparound. It was loose in front for a bit. But, I mean, the Hokies are really putting pressure on Clancy early. I mean, and he's answered their call every single time.
Clancy has been phenomenal. Definitely one of the best players during last night's game. Just stood out there in the goal. He really did it all for him. Centering pass gets all the way to the boards. Now the Seahawks with a break. Roberts, defended by Lanigan, chips one up into the glass. Hearn recovering. The Hokies chip it up to center ice. Hearn trying to get it past Levy. Lanigan gets decked. Recovering back is Sullivan. The Hokies slowing it up for a moment. Cross pass from Hearn off the stick of a Seahawk. Hokies trying to settle down here and get firm possession to make their push. Lanigan across off the money and knocked up into the Hokies bench there by Corey Levy.
Yeah, that was a good veteran defensive play by Teo Lanigan on that opportunity for the Seahawks. You know, going right to the body instead of, you know, letting a pass or a shot get off. He was able to use his body to deflect that off.
Levy and Hearn, Peduzzi, excuse me. The Hokies trying to make a push, shoveled in by Rice. Now it's Taberham. Kicks it over to Pepe. Back to Taberham behind the net. The Hokies pressuring here in the zone. Finally freed by the Seahawks. Corey Levy trying to get something going, but Peduzzi shovels it in and around. Back behind the net there. Trainer knocks it away. And Corey Levy on the push. Blocked away by Tucker Forrest. Hokies able to clear it just past the referee. Taberham swinging around, pressured by Peduzzi. Now Garlock coming over to help. Pass off the glass into the Hokies defensive zone. They kick it up quickly. Kazai to Peduzzi, rips one. Deflected away into the glass once again. Another whistle here, 10:30 in the first period. Still tied at 0-0. Boy, do we have ourselves a game so far.
Yeah, I mean, it is scoreless, but I mean, there's been a lot of action. And that last shift there by the first line of Kazai, Garlock, and Peduzzi is really what you want is, you know, a good pass to eventual shot opportunity for the Hokies. Fortunately, that one deflected up high off the net.
Neal ends up with it off the face-off. Now tied up against the boards on the far side. Seahawks nearly cleared. Ewan Andrew rips one wide left. Hokies still out on the hunt for that opening goal. Lagas over to McAfee, slows it up, shovels one in. Instead, ripping a shot right towards Clancy. Gloves it quickly.
I think Clancy was just as surprised as all of us that, you know, McAfee shot that one. He was kind of upright, and then he immediately went down to his knees to make that glove save. So good awareness for that. Good coordination.
Looked like a dump, and he just ripped it. McAfee rips another one from near the same spot, but goes wide right this time. The Hokies trying to keep it in here. Shoveled in by Gordon. Ewan and Andrew on the hunt behind the net. Puck popped up and finally loose around the near boards. Gray dancing with it, clears it up to his teammate DeAndrea. Guarded there by Lagas, able to poke it away. Hokies get it across center ice. Lose possession momentarily and get it back. They shovel it into Lagas, stays on sides, but deflected by Clancy.
I mean, Lagas has just been everywhere on the ice. I mean, that's why he's a two-way defenseman.
Tyler Gordon on the right side, leaves it off for his teammate, deflected once again. The puck's still out. Clancy is sat down, and we've got a whistle. Somehow he was able to get on top of it. My goodness.
I mean, and that's one of the frustrations for the Hokies, I mean, that they had last night was just trying to get that puck past Clancy, but he just is so good in net, being able to control the puck, find it somehow. You know, right there, he was literally sitting down on it. I mean, just luck being on the Seahawks' side right now.
No matter what position Clancy is in, somehow he's able to locate that puck and cover it up. Incredible work from the Seahawks goaltender. Kyle Levy, far side, knocked down by the Hokies. Just poked away there by Beesimer. Tied up along the far boards. We've got a lost stick for Kubi. Dancing around trying to defend stickless. The Hokies resetting here, getting a fresh legs out there. Seng knocks one in. Seahawks on the near board. They kick it up quickly. Zach Stewart just takes it off sides. Too many teammates there in the offensive zone. Just crossed the blue line as he got to it.
Yeah, halfway through the period, you know, Hokies really pressuring, trying to get that first goal. They've scored first, I believe, in every single game so far this season. So they're continuing to mount up, making Clancy busy, you know, maybe get tired and allow that first goal.
Hokies get it in the zone, quickly into the near corner. The Seahawks swing it around and swing it back. They've pulled the goalie here.
There's a delayed
15.
penalty coming up against the Hokies, unfortunately.
And there it comes. Big hit there from Lawson right as the whistle sounds. We'll see who heads to the box for Tech. Looks like it's going to be Austin Hearn for 2 minutes.
It's going to be for slashing. It gives the Seahawks yet another chance to go on the power play. They were 2 for 7 last night on the man advantage. Those 2 goals coming in the third period. As we mentioned, a really, really critical 2 goals allowed by the Hokies. And then what ended up being why they lost.
And incredibly effective, too, against a dominant Hokies PK who has been phenomenal all season.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, the shorthanded goals almost matched how many goals they allowed on the penalty kill. But, I mean, over these last 2 games, with UNC scoring 2 a couple Saturdays ago, last Saturday, and then 2 last night by the Seahawks. I mean, I guess the holes are starting to open for the Virginia Tech penalty kill that teams are starting to, you know, look at and exploit.
Clean hit there from Lagas. Nearly takes a defender down. The Hokies pushing up. Kazai tries to dip it off, but poked away by Neal. Now moving up the far side, rips one, loose to Forrest, able to cover it up with the glove. 7:20 here left in the first, still scoreless.
Yeah.
And minute 10
Yeah,
with Austin Hearn in the box.
One of the downsides to having Kazai, Paduzzi, and Lagas, all players who are capable of scoring on the shorthand, is that when all 3 are up, you have one back, and that was McAfee in that situation that allowed that opportunity for the Seahawks to happen. But Forrest staying on his toes, able to cover that one up and prevent a goal.
Sullivan and Gordon defending. The Seahawks slow and methodical up to Kyle Levy at the point. Sent it to the far side, pass off the money there to his brother Corey. Kyle will recover. Was pressured by Andrew. Tyler Gordon trying to get a little offense here on the PK. 40 seconds remaining for Hearn in the box. Lanigan defending Levy. Pokes it past the other Levy. 30 seconds and counting. Seahawks taking their time here. The Levy brothers in action. Give it off to Pepe, poked away. Really taking it slow here. 10 seconds left for Hearn.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more urgency considering they only have now 5 seconds left.
Kyle Levy, far side, rips one, deflected away. Taberham couldn't get the shot off on the rebound. Now Hokies at full strength. Not the power play you would expect from the Seahawks. Just moving slow, not really getting there into the zone and taking shots. Hearn up against the far boards. Just battering Levy up against the far side. Tulo tried to get one in, but knocked away into the back boards. Sullivan to Rice. Chips it way up to the far side. Nobody's there. The Seahawks will recover, get it out to neutral ice. Brian Rice back. Get some fresh legs out here for the Seahawks. Ripped by Rice off the glass and just out into the neutral zone. Gray poked away there.
Great hustle
by Dean Hearn.
Great hustle by Dean Hearn. It was going to be a 2-on-0 opportunity. Hearn going right for the puck, able to break it up.
That is fantastic defense from one of the Hearn brothers. Forrest gloves a little chip shot, nice and soft. 5:07 here in the first.
Yeah, and I'm surprised with these shots, too, about the Seahawks are not really crowding the net more. I mean, Forrest has been giving up some big rebounds, especially as of late. I mean, the Seahawks, haven't been able to capitalize, but there will be coming a chance where they might.
Trainer rips through traffic wide left. His teammate will recover. The Hokies on the move now. Up the near side, Kubi rips one into the glass. Misses way up top. Laid out there by a pair of Hokies. Seng took down DeAndrea along the far boards. Now Gray gets a little revenge on the near side just in front of the scorekeeping table.
Yeah, hit starting to pick up. I mean, it was aggressive last game. We were going to predict it was going to carry over, and it sure has so far in this first period.
We're definitely seeing a little bit of enforcement here. You hit my guy, I'm going to hit you back harder.
I mean, but that's just hockey. It's a good old contact sport that, you're going to, if you're near the boards and you have the puck, you got to at least brace it or expect a hit coming from the opposition. But, I mean, these are some really hard hits.
Siggins up to his teammate. Now it's Day dancing through traffic. Gets it up along the near boards, swing it around. The Hokies, Ewan Andrew 1-on-2, goes right, rips one. Off of Clancy's pads, lost it for a second, but nobody else was there. Andrew and Tyler Gordon trying to make something happen. McAfee rips from the blue line, but wide left. Neal near side, dumps it in, and the Seahawks will bring out some fresh legs. Now McAfee, far corner, poked away, pass way off the money. Nobody was there. Get it just across the blue line. Peduzzi keeps it in and puts it up top shelf. Gavin Peduzzi gets the Hokies on the board, 1-0 at 3:25.
I mean, give credit to Gavin Peduzzi. I know we mentioned it at the top that he didn't score a point last night. Makes up for it tonight with the goal. But, I mean, that play was all kind of Cam Kazai really on the near side blue line, really lunging to prevent the offsides call and give Peduzzi a chance and an opportunity to hit top shelf, beating Clancy for the first goal of the game.
Great shot and even greater off-puck play there from the team. You thought it was going to be an offsides, but they were able to keep it. We've got a whistle away from the puck. Looks like the Hokies are going to get a quick power play here. It's number 75, Luke Moses, heading to the box. And the Hokies power play is sponsored by Grand Home Furnishings, your local home furnishings headquarters, always with the lowest prices guaranteed.
Yeah, the Hokies power play last night didn't really start as planned, but, you know, it progressed throughout the night, getting on that last power play a goal. Now I believe was from Austin Hearn. So maybe that will give the Hokies some momentum on the special teams on the man advantage in this one.
3 minutes left in the first. The Hokies with the 1-0 lead off Peduzzi's upstairs shots. Tech trying to make something happen, but great pressure there from Zachary Ons, keeping Tech way back. Finally getting something together and moving. Up across center ice, Peduzzi takes it all the way up into the far boards. Lagas barely keeps it in, rips one wide left. Fantozzi tries to keep it in, but just gets away from him. Levy will clear to Tucker Forrest, and the Seahawks will bring out a fresh line.
Yeah, if you want to beat this Hokies power play unit, one that's probably one of the best in the league, the thing you want to do is, you know, be top heavy, because they run it usually through the point. So if you're the Seahawks, you obviously want to do a box set, but you want to avoid that point shot.
Right off the post. A nice shot there from the Hokies. 35 seconds left on the power play. One of the best in the country.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that example right there with Max Sullivan wide open at the top of the point. Rings it off the post.
Too low across. Guarded by Brower. Kept in there by Sullivan. Rips one into traffic. Stewart, Lanigan. And the Seahawks clear it back. 10 seconds left with Moses in the box. Another fresh set of legs here for the Seahawks as the Hokies make their last push with the man advantage. Austin Hearn, far side, slows it down. Now back to even strength. Ripped by Sullivan. Tyler Gordon trying to poke it in, but knocked away there by Clancy. Now the Seahawks up and moving. Moses off to his teammate, far side. Back to Moses, loses it momentarily. Ripped it right into Forrest's glove.
Some little extracurricular by Moses. It's like shoving Lanigan into the boards. Might be a penalty, actually.
Might have been a late hit there. Looks like Moses is heading right back into the box. He just got out about 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly after the whistle, after Forrest made that save. A little frustrated. It looks like Lanigan's also heading to the box. Maybe unsportsmanlike conduct egging on Moses, but it was after the play over on the near side corner of Moses literally just using his right hand and just, you know, shoving Lanigan into the boards. But I guess the refs deciding that, you know, both men instigated that action and led to a 4-on-4.
We'll see what the calls are for the two players, Moses and Lanigan in the box. We've got 59 seconds left in the first. Hokies lead 1-0.
It's a 4-on-4. Hokies got some of their best skaters out there with Kazai and Peduzzi, two of the fastest skaters in the league. This is going to be a 4-on-4.
Rice with the puck. Slowly moves behind Forrest in the goal. Now the Hokies get started. Back over to Rice. They try to push it up. Stolen by Levy. Off Tucker Forrest. Glove and in. What a shot by Kyle Levy. Forrest got the glove on it, but just poked it up too high. Popped it out and fell right into the goal behind him. Seahawks tied up 1-1 with 43 left in the first.
Yeah, that was all created off of the turnover in the offensive zone. Brian Rice trying to get that outlet pass, but Levy able to read it and fire that one, just like you said, off the top of Forrest's glove and in. Just a wicked bounce, and again, luck on the Seahawks' side.
The defenseman from New Jersey evens it up with 40 seconds left. Still 4-on-4 hockey here late in the first period. Big shot from Lagas. Clean as Kazai swings it. They'll swing it back to Kazai and take a moment to clear it. Peduzzi loses the puck. Recovered there by Kazai. Lawson fighting for it. Just 10 seconds left here in the first. Big hit from McAfee right in front of his own bench. And another big hit from Lagos. Tied up there with Lawson momentarily, and they'll just keep it up against the boards until the buzzer. A fun first period of hockey, 1-1. Seahawks and Hokies tied after the first. Quite the period of play. Definitely started off a bit more calm than last night, but certainly starting to get heated here late in the first.
Yeah, and it certainly progressed, like you mentioned. You know, it was a first clean 10 minutes, and then the penalties really started racking up, especially towards the end. You know, both teams getting one goal out of it, and we'll have a 4-on-4 as when we come back from intermission. But, I mean, the physicality is starting to pick up. We'll see how these two teams respond in the second period. Last night, it was a clean second period. I don't know if we'll expect the same here with, you know, more pushing and shoving. These two teams now more familiar with each other than they were last night. Still be interested to see the adjustments each team makes and how disciplined they remain.
Will join us in about 16 minutes for the second period. Kyle Bean and Chris Pierce for the Virginia Tech Hockey Network. Welcome back to the Virginia Tech Hockey Network. It's 1-1 Hokies and Seahawks. Number 2 and number 17 in the Southeast rankings. A big ranked matchup here in Vinton. The Hokies out for revenge after last night where they struggled against the Seahawks, racking up the penalty minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the first period was a little more cleaner tonight so far. I mean, there was a little more scuffling and more aggressiveness in the later stages of it. You're going to start 4-on-4 coming out of this period. But overall, it's been a pretty clean game so far from both teams. A lot more action in the offensive zone for the Hokies compared to last night. The shots 14-9 in favor of the Hokies. I mean, they've outscored their opponents in every single game this season. So it's not really that surprising. But Clancy has stopped majority of those shots. And, I mean, he's been outperforming himself, I mean, this whole weekend. And the Seahawks, for them offensively, you know, that one goal shot by Levy just off the glove of Tucker Forrest. So, I mean, it's a battle. It's going to be interesting to see how these two teams respond, you know, for the Hokies. If they're going to get more shots on net, is it going to eventually find past Clancy? For the Seahawks, is the luck going to continue? You know, Clancy's had a couple good and neat saves, and offensively, you know, getting shots towards the net. Tucker Forrest has been producing huge rebounds for them. But, I mean, we'll see how this shapes up as we head into the second.
Should be a good one as we get ready for this second period. The Seahawks nice and prepped. The Hokies huddled up in front of their bench. Tucker Forrest making his way back over to the goal. Tech going left to right, and the Seahawks right to left here for the second period. It looks like Roberts getting set off for the face-off. The Hokies will line up with Peduzzi over at center ice, and here comes the puck drop. Up on the near side, Kazai rips one immediately. Rebounded off of Clancy's gear and back into that corner. Recovered, and Kazai tries to shoot it out, but nobody's there. Gets all the way back. Tech racing for it with Lagos, who has been phenomenal today. Just dancing all over defenders. The Hokies out back, trying to get something moving. Out to center ice. Peduzzi rips it to Kazai all the way across. Swings around the boards. Neal recovers. They cross it there to Lawson. 1-on-2. He'll dump it in. Lagos fighting over there. Far side over to Peduzzi. Leaves it off for Kazai. The dynamic duo here working. Kazai cuts it to Peduzzi, but just gets away. Now Kyle Levy 1-on-1 with McAfee. Dances right to Tucker Forrest's glove.
Yeah, so far, so good here by both teams. Offensively, getting chances on both ends for the Hokies. That opportunity there from Cam Kazai trying to center it for Gavin Peduzzi. Couldn't really get it on his stick. Then on the other end, it was a one-on-one opportunity. Levy trying to work his way around the 6'4", 215-pounder Kevin McAfee from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Able to get a shot off, but Tucker Forrest there for the save.
Both back to full strength. Moses and Lanigan out of the box. Started in there from a late first period penalty. Ripped by Sullivan right into the body of Levy. Deflected away. Now the other Levy working with his teammate. Leaves it off and just poked away. Another shot there ripped by Biesemer. The Seahawks working back to recover. It's Levy and Austin Hearn giving off to Biesemer. Attempt to shovel it away there by Ons. Couldn't get anything to go. Up off the glass, Dean Hearn knocks it down. But everybody's offside, so he'll have to wait momentarily. Ripped by Pepe. Off to the right. Rebound out to Ons. Back to Pepe. Stolen away by Fantozzi. Knocked back out, ripped away off the body. Too low, getting that one clear.
And I think one of the best defensive qualities this Hokies team have, and it's why they've been so successful in the defensive zone this season, is that they're just in front of every single shot taken. I mean, I'm sure there's a stat out there somewhere of how many block shots the Hokies have had so far this season, but I mean, it's one of the reasons why they've been so successful is, getting in those shooting lanes and able to, prevent those opportunities towards the net.
Taberham back on the defensive side. Fantozzi all on his own. Kicks it across to Rice. They push it up to Tyler Gordon. Knocked into the zone. Ewan Andrew battling there with Taberham. Now it's Colbreth working his way up. Knocked away and over to Lagos. The Hokies trying to push it. Gray hangs back for a second to get everybody on side, but the Hokies quickly knock it back out. Gordon shovels around the boards. Neal comes up with it. Off to Colbreth and pitchforks it out. Right off the leg pads of Clancy. Shot ripped there, but goes wide. 1-on-2 here with Levy straight to Tucker Forrest glove once again. Forrest has been pretty good so far tonight. Just let the one through back in the first period, but otherwise he's put up a good day in the goal.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Ian Key last night, I think Tucker Forrest has been more composed in the net. And I mean, he's seeing the shots straight through as they come. Compared to Ian Key last night, he had to deal with some traffic and all. But I mean, overall, good job so far tonight by Tucker Forrest against this Seahawks team.
Out in the far corner, little commotion there. Siggins and Graves working together. Out to Kyle Levy. Poked away into the corner. Siggins behind the net. Knocked down by Seng with the glove. Levy able to keep it in past two Hokies defenders. Now battling right at the blue line. Finally knocked down and poked away by the Hokies. Beesimer off today. Hokies across the blue line. Lagos dancing on his own, rips it right to Clancy's chest once again. J.H. Lagos has been phenomenal this weekend. And Chris, I think you know why.
Yeah, I mean, a little incentive tonight. He's had his host family up when he was in juniors come out and surprise him for the starting lineups. He had his host family little brother that he's really bonded with them during his time with the juniors, and they were able to surprise him tonight. You know, so came into the locker room before the game, giving the starting lineups. It was just a really emotional and a really nice thing to see. And again, J.H. Lagos really playing with a fire lit under him, you know, trying to, you know, get something started for the Hokies tonight.
He's been great all over the place. Lanigan sliding around the boards. Down for a moment. Take a quick breather down there, but he gets up on his own power.
It's going to be a penalty against UNC-Wilmington. It feels like Lanigan has been involved in majority of these penalties being assessed, whether he's the one heading to the box or, you know, instigating it and having the opposition head to the box. I mean, that's just kind of the player Lanigan is. You know, the leader of this team in his third year with the Hokies, really taking on a leadership role this season. But, I mean, he still plays with the grit and, you know, being able to, you know, get physical with these guys, get under the skin. And, I mean, it's just one of the redeeming qualities of this Hokies team and why they've been so successful this season.
Lawson will head to the box for two for a Virginia Tech Grand Home Furnishings power play. Trying to get something working here behind the net. Caught up with Trainer behind, and we've got a whistle.
I think something wrong with the net. Or I think something wrong with the net. I wasn't entirely sure.
I don't know what that call would be, but Fantozzi causing some commotion. Take a face-off here right in front of us. Fantozzi with it. Knocked away to Peduzzi. Now Kazai, far side, tries to get it to Garlock, but knocked away. Peduzzi recovers for the Hokies. They swing it to Lagos. Fantozzi clears. Lagos along the near side. Around the net. Takes it up himself, and Fantozzi at the point. They swing it back around the net. The Hokies working their way around, slow and methodical, just over a minute, and the shot to Clancy covered up and swallowed.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are starting to play, you know, top heavy on that penalty kill, and that's why they kind of, Hokies started it down low with Cam Kazai, Dom Fantozzi getting it low to Cam Kazai, and him trying to work something from down low, as opposed to how the Hokies usually run up high with Peduzzi, Kazai, and Lagos.
Lanigan up in the far corner. Get it down low there. Stewart takes it away, swings around the net off to Austin Hearn. Now back to Stewart, right behind, back to Hearn. Sits for a moment, deflected off the net. Stewart, Hearn, poked away by Ons. Stellar defense so far by the Seahawks. Very solid in their shot limiting so far here. 40 seconds left on the power play. Ripped by Sullivan into traffic, deflected by Levy. Seahawks able to clear it out. Sullivan trying to make something happen. Now Lanigan will sit back and the Hokies will collect themselves. Knocked into the zone by Sullivan. Clancy will kick it out to his teammate Taberham on the far side. Cleared away by UNC-Wilmington. 15 seconds left with Lawson in the box. Hearn up the near side, pressured there by Moses. Ripped by Lanigan off the glass, out to Austin Hearn. Gets around Moses, kicks it up to Sang, misses the shot, just got away from him, and Lawson's out. They waved the icing off, tried to kick it into Moses near the crease. But solid defense from the Hokies.
Yeah, missed opportunity if we want to go back to the offensive end for the Hokies. Arthur Sang had a one-time rip, just whiffed on it, unfortunately. It was a good chance, though, for the Hokies.
Sullivan tried to get it through, but an offsides call for Tech will bring it back. 13:09 here in the second period, still tied at 1 apiece.
And it was also a luck for the Hokies on the other end with, Lawson coming out of the box and maybe a second or two earlier, and he would have had a chance for a breakaway opportunity. But, I mean, he had Max Sullivan coming there, breaking up with that potential 2-on-1 opportunity with that pass heading towards the slot.
Massive hit from Kubi up against the boards. And a whistle there just went into the Hokies bench. Just under 13 minutes here in the second.
And this is kind of giving shades to last night, a clean second, and now a clean second here tonight. So, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of hitting and, a little roughness, but, I mean, the refs are just letting the kids play at this point.
The Hokies swing it around and swing it back. Nearly behind the net, ripped in front, but too many in the way. That shot there from Rice off the money wide left. The Seahawks with a chance to do something here. Roberts off to Moses, takes it across, leaves it for his teammate Lawson. Battered up against the boards. Roberts trying to keep it in here. The Seahawks centering pass just gets away into the far side, kept in by Taberham. They are fighting here. Sang circles back, nearly kept in by the Seahawks. Taberham crossed the trainer. They'll reset. 12 minutes in the second period, 1-1 your score. Taberham headed into the boards here on the near side, and we've got an icing call on the Seahawks.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity there for the Hokies earlier with Cannon Globich standing right in front of the net. Globby, as I like to call him, had that opportunity, backhanded it, he had to slide. It was a tough shot to make, but he tried to get all the best he could. Just went over the top of the net. But another good chance for the Hokies coming from their fourth line. So, I mean, again, it speaks to the depths of this team, of how much talent they have.
Fantozzi whiffed. McAfee sent it into traffic. The Seahawks on the move here. McAfee back on a pass off the money. Trainer will reset, gives it up to Gray. And the Seahawks dump it in. They'll change lines. Poked up by Andrew. Tyler Gordon fighting with Kyle Levy. Finally settles behind his own net. Pushes up, defended well by the Hokies. Colbreth out on his own, shovels it around. Lagas is there, defended by D'Andrea. Lagas fakes one way, goes the other, up to his teammate, poked away. Andrew leaves it for Fantozzi. 2-on-2, backhanded pass. Fantozzi gets knocked around. Andrew ends up with it, fighting there with Levy, kicks it out to his buddy. Kept in by Lagas, shovels one to traffic, but off the leg pads. Beesimer got in the way. Tyler Gordon centering pass, gets away from Andrew. Lagas shovels it back in, knocked away by the Seahawks. And they finally clear it out. 10:30 left in the second period. The Hokies with a quick push. Andrew sent it into the boards by Beesimer. Now pressure right in front of the net. Tulo wasn't able to thread it through. Another icing for the Seahawks will bring it back. A couple of great shot opportunities from the Hokies there, but Clancy doing his best.
Yeah, I think it was the smart decision by Tulo to take it himself and towards the net, besides, instead of giving it to Zach Stewart, who was covered in front of the net. I mean, it was another good opportunity, but Clancy, again, like you said, right there to stop the puck.
10-20 here in the second, still tied at 1 apiece. Sullivan up against the near boards, tied up with Levy. Now poked out to Graves. Beesimer shovels one up, nearly goes into the benches. Lanigan recovers and kicks it up to Hearn. Levy bats it away. Day shovels one around. Sullivan's there to recover for the Hokies. Leaves it off for his teammate, Stewart. Pushing up the near side. Hearn fakes the pass, gets taken out. No penalty. Some Hokies fans unhappy on that one. Lanigan trying to dance around some defenders. Finally batted away by the Seahawks. The Hokies trying to recover here and settle themselves. Hearn dances across one side, gets knocked down again. And the Seahawks defending well in their zone.
And Hokies just trying to get past that Seahawks defense, but they're standing tall. It's going to take a lot more than just one guy to potentially break the Seahawks defense.
Peduzzi 1-on-3. Rebounds off the backboards. Kazai pressured up against him with Neal. Peduzzi behind the net. Kicks out to Rice. 2 Seahawks in his way. Kazai tried to get something there in the center, but Neal getting in the way. Day shovels one around the boards. Gets it into the zone. Garlock over to Kazai for the clear. Rips it from the blue line. Nearly on the rebound to Peduzzi, but couldn't get a good stick on it. Shoves one in off the skates of Corey Levy. The Hokies will retreat.
Just another save where, you know, Clancy just falls down and leaves a big rebound in front, but there's no Hokies there able to get it and shoot it.
Clancy is just doing it all and doing it well. Getting in the way of all these shots. The Hokies not able to make anything happen on the rebound. Garlock clears it out, and they swing it back to Dean Hearn. Battling with Levy and Ont. Rice settling in with Hearn. Hokies hanging back for a second. It's Andrew and Tyler Gordon up against the near side. Poked out to Fantozzi. Centering pass knocked away there by Pepe. Back out to Andrew. Rips one up. Tyler Gordon couldn't quite get it in. Just knocked off the right pad of Clancy.
I mean, I don't know how many times this weekend we have to say how unbelievable some of these shots are. Again, Clancy just scooping that one up. I mean, Clancy has been on a highlight reel tonight. I mean, again, it's been like this all weekend for the Hokies. You got Tyler Gordon, who had a prime opportunity right in front of the net, just shoots it, Clancy off of him and saves. I mean, he's just putting on an unreal performance this weekend.
I don't know how Clancy's doing it out there. He got knocked down a few times pretty hard, but was able to recover. Roberts on the near side, ripped it. Sliding in the way is Lagis. Another man on a tear this weekend. McAfee behind the net. Swings over to Glaubitz. Seng shovels one around. Hokies settling in here. Seng and Kubi. Pressure behind the net. Now the Seahawks pushing the pace. 3-on-4. Once again, Lagis in the way. Ties it up against the boards. Knocked out and they swing it around. Commotion in front of the net. And it's knocked in. I do not know who the goal is for that one. The Hokies frustrated. They just chipped it up and battered off a couple guys' shoulders, it looked like, and right past Tucker Forrest.
I mean, it was hard to, Tucker Forrest with that mask on, kind of hard to see where that puck went. But I mean, it just kept on bouncing all over the place and eventually landed right behind him in the net for the Seahawks. But I mean, it's been luck. I mean, the Seahawks obviously are doing really good offensively, pushing the puck down into the zone. But getting the puck in the net so far, it's been off of deflection, off of bounces. And it's just how they've been able to get ahead of the Hokies tonight.
The Hokies will have to make something happen here. 6:15 left in the second period. Working up the near side, it's Hearn to Lanigan. Lanigan tries to get back to Hearn, but knocked away. Sullivan working his way back. Seahawks with that 2-1 lead. Played a great game last night and got in the Hokies' heads. Now trying to keep that streak going after a difficult second half of the season. Lanigan ripped right into the pads of Brower. And the Seahawks knock it away. 5:40 left in the second.
I mean, there's still plenty of time left in this one for the Hokies to come back. But, I mean, it's going to have to take the effort of all four lines in this one. So, beat Clancy, who's been a really good goalie tonight.
Got a late whistle there. Looks like it's a penalty on number 71, Bowman Graves.
And if you're the Hokies, this is exactly what you want. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. A power play opportunity. Yes, you're scoreless on it so far tonight, but you've been successful on it all season long, and it's been one of the reasons why you've had 19 wins this season. So for the Hokies, trying to stir the momentum back in their favor, it's going to take a power play goal here.
Stellar unit. Peduzzi through traffic. Gorlock trying to knock it in, but Clancy in the way again. They give it off over to Lagas along the far boards. Peduzzi at the point. Back to Lagas. Back to Peduzzi. Rips one again. Gorlock not able to thread it through. Sucked behind the net. Clancy doesn't know which way it's going. Out to Peduzzi. Settles for a moment in the corner. Up to Fantozzi, rips it. Garlock trying to get it past, but once again, Clancy covers it up.
I mean, at this point, if you're the Hokies, what do you have to do to get it past Clancy? He's stopped almost every single shot he's faced tonight. I mean, he's just putting on an unreal performance. You can get as many men as you can in front of that net, but I guarantee you Clancy is going to stop them all. It's going to take a lot of effort for the Hokies to get another score on the board.
You do not see many performances like this. Clancy looks like he's off balance so often, but he's just able to locate the puck and knock it away so effectively. Lagas tries to center it to Garlock, but knocked away. Now Lagas on the near boards, poked away once again. The Seahawks shovel it out and kill off a few seconds. 1 minute left with Graves in the box. The Hokies settling in for their push. Leading pass up on the far side, just gets away. Seahawks cleared once again. Peduzzi at center ice, shovels it in behind the net. Fantozzi trying to keep it in, but just battered through a slew of Hokies defenders to knock a few more seconds off. 30 left on the power play. Graves about ready to get out of there. Sullivan recovers back and retreats. Leaves it off for Lanigan. Dancing there with Culbreth. Scored one last night. Lanigan working his way up. So many defenders in the way. UNCW just causing commotion, getting in the way, landing big hits. Their defense has been fantastic. Graves out of the box quickly, working for that puck, trying to get that fast break, but not quite enough time. 3:20 left in the second. Pass in front of the Seahawks bench, just gets away from Stewart. Got a collision right at the blue line on the Hokies side.
Looks like Max Sullivan's going to head to the box, so it's going to be a power play for the Seahawks. I mean, he's going into the wrong box. He almost went into the wrong box. But, I mean, just another unnecessary penalty. It was away from the puck. Just a crucial call, a critical call for the Hokies.
The Hokies will run with Andrew, Stewart, McAfee, and it looks like Lagas on the far side as well, as they're 4. UNC with the man advantage. Ons up against Lagas, far side, as Stewart bats it around.
Yeah, if the Hokies want to come back into this one, UNC is making them work for it. They're going to make them earn their shots and opportunities.
Kyle Levy kicks up to Ons. They get it back to the point. Corey Levy back to his brother. Now back to Corey. Rips one through traffic. Tucker Forrest, loose puck, and gets on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Tucker Forrest. He's keeping the Hokies in this one. I mean, some bounces obviously didn't go his way, went behind him into the net. But, I mean, he's doing a good job controlling that puck, whatever it comes in front of him, able to cover it up there for the save.
Getting a win today is crucial for the Hokies, currently sitting at the 2 seed in the Southeast region, but probably expecting them to drop a couple of places after that loss last night. They really need to get 1 out of 2 here this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, some would say it's about an ego check. You know, this team's been riding high all throughout the season, going up to number 2 as early as last night. But I mean, it's a loss. You guys gotta they had to come back, as Gavin Peduzzi's here, has the opportunity here, come back and really, you know, play the way you're used to playing. You know, it was an ego check. You say, okay, let's move on to the next game.
On the near side, Pepe fakes the pass, now sends it off to Ons. Far side, they try to get it through the center, but McAfee's stick in the way. Gets it up against the boards. Corey Levy working at the point. Settles in, rips one right to Tucker Forrest glove. He is not happy about that shot.
I mean, it was straight down Broadway, and Tucker Forrest was right there waiting for it. So we're going to have a bit of a clock management issue, it looks like. But, I mean, Tucker Forrest is doing everything he can, like I said, to keep the Hokies in this game. It's kind of what we saw from Clancy last night, you know, stopping those tough shots, those open shots, and, you know, making this a really good game that we have almost heading into the 3rd period.
Long PK for the Hokies, 40 seconds left, down a man. Commotion in the center, knocked away into the boards. Roberts thought he had a chance. Lawson, Roberts, up top to Neal. The Hokies cycling defenders. Hearn able to kick it off the skates into the corner. Tied up there, killing off a few seconds. Now Neal over to Moses. They get it down low. Lawson taking his time. Back out to Moses. Up to Neal at the point. Fakes the shot. Knocked away by Hearn. Able to get it across the blue line and kill off some more seconds. 5 left for Sullivan in the box. 2-1. Here he comes. Hokies back to full strength, but the Seahawks tries to get something there, but the shot from Moses off of Forrest leg pads right up into the netting will kill the clock with 1 minute 5 seconds.
Yeah, that was a really good shift there by Austin Hearn, breaking up that pass, getting the puck out of the zone, giving some fresh time for the Hokies to breathe some air. Again, this is the long change period, and then
ripped by D'Andrea. Forrest not able to cover it up. The Seahawks nearly had a chance, but nobody was there. Now we've got another whistle. It's an offsides for the Seahawks. That'll bring it back. 55 seconds left in the 2nd period. 2-1. Seahawks lead the Hokies. Trying to get something moving after a great shot from Peduzzi, top shelf, back in the 1st. Hokies take the face-off. Try to kick something up. Little bit of a battle here off the puck. Culbreth tries to work around. Gets knocked out to Garlock. Peduzzi ripped it. Kazai. And covered up there by Clancy once again. Just all over it.
One of the easier saves I would say he had to make tonight. I mean, it came from Cam Kazai from his, you know, favorite spot on the ice, but I mean, Clancy's just been there's so many words I've used this weekend so many verbs to describe how Clancy's been playing. I mean, I think I've ran out of the words in the dictionary, honestly, at this point.
Somehow he's just able to find it every single time, no matter what position he's put in. Pepe loses momentarily. Levy bats it in. Hokies will set back. 20 seconds left in the second. Garlock tries to push the pace, but knocked away by a myriad of Seahawks. Back out to Trainer. They swing it to Taberham. Pepe rips one. Deflected up and into the glass. Just a couple seconds left, and the buzzer sounds. 2-1. Seahawks lead the Hokies. A tough second period. Well fought from UNC-Wilmington. The Hokies getting some fantastic shot opportunities as well, but Clancy having another stellar night here at the lot.
Yeah, and like I said, it's going to have to take a lot of effort by the Hokies to get it past Clancy. I mean, he's just stopping everything right now that they're throwing at him. I mean, and it's also turning into opportunities for the Seahawks, whether it be on the power play or, you know, generating an open shot in the offensive zone. Tucker Forrest is doing a real good job standing on his own, you know, keeping this a one-goal game. But it's going to take a lot of effort by the Hokies, you know, defensively, but especially offensively with those four lines and able to get, you know, generate opportunities. You know, it might not go in the first time, but a rebound possibly could provide that opportunity to deliver and get the Hokies even tied up or taking the lead into the third.
They've got to work those rebounds for the crucial playoff seeding. Just a few more games left in the regular season. Join us in 16 minutes for the third period. Seahawks and Hokies, 2-1.
Come out firing, come out
You got to
flying.
get on these guys early. Let them know who's in charge of the game and execute.
5 players that have now over 30 points on your team already halfway through the season.
You set the standard. You don't wait on anybody else.
All gas, no brakes.
Virginia Tech has never won 8 in a row in program history.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, and the Hokies will walk out of New Jersey on a 7-game win streak.
So let's talk kind of about Denison for them. 17-3 this weekend.
Kazai driving in. They score! The Bronx fall 10-3 to the Virginia Tech
And he's
Hokies.
shooting, he scores! Dynamic duo strikes again. And it goes in.
Taken out. That one fired and they scored.
His shot score! Saved by Cook. Plays the down.
And he scores!
Welcome back to Vinton, Virginia. It's the Hokies and the Seahawks, a ranked matchup here at the Lancer-Lott Sports Complex. Number 2 and number 17 in yesterday's Southeast rankings. But UNC-Wilmington trying to pull off the second upset in as many nights. Kyle Bean and Chris Pierce here to take you through the last period of action. 2-1 the Seahawks lead.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this weekend, we were thinking, you know, the Hokies with the sweep against the Seahawks, they'd clinched us a playoff spot, a top 3 seed. But the kind of roles have been reversed with the Seahawks. You know, upsetting the Hokies last night and are up on the Hokies 2-1 here in the third. If they win tonight, they could become be in first place in the South Division, which would make it harder for the Hokies to not only, you know, get a top 3 seed, but, you know, just win the division overall. And, you know, I mean, when it comes to February in the playoffs, you know, face a really good team like a Penn State, like a NC State. So, again, this third period is probably the most important period of the season so far for the Hokies.
You need every spot in the seedings that you can get, and Clancy is certainly earning them a shot at moving up. He has been amazing in the goal tonight. It doesn't matter whether he's in position or out of position. His puck tracking has been next to none.
I mean, I think personally this is the best goalie performance the Hokies have faced this season. I mean, they played 23 games now, and Clancy in these last 2 has been able to stop every opportunity the Hokies have presented him with. So, it's going to take a lot of effort for the Hokies to come back in this one, but it starts with 1 goal.
That was a tough way to start there. Nearly gave up a shot right there in front of the net. Forrest able to knock it away just barely. Now Tulo on the run up the right side. Defended there by Moses. Up against the boards, kicks it out. Shot ripped and deflected off the body of Neal. The Seahawks able to clear it out. McAfee knocks it down with his hand. Tulo shovels it back in. Couple of swaps out for Tech. They'll bring Peduzzi and Kazai out for the third. Hearn tries to get it up to Kazai, but just knocked away by the stick of Pepe. More commotion right in front of the net. The Seahawks defense comes out on top once again. Sullivan back behind the Hokies net. Defended by Levy. He chips it up and off the boards. Tries to get it to Garlock. Takes it back himself. Lanigan now up with Ons. Shovels one up. Peduzzi drops it back for his teammate, but still pressed up against the boards. Corey Levy shoots right to Forrest's glove. Takes that one from across the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, and so going back to Clancy and his wonderful performance on the weekend, I mean, the Hokies have 1 goal here in the third period. That has not happened at all this season. The lowest amount of goals they've scored heading into the third period this season was 2. And you know when that was?
NC State, I believe.
NC State opening night. So it's been a long time since the Hokies have, you know, been held check in the scoring column.
It's one of the things they do best, averaging about 6.5 goals per game and allowing just south of 2. Defending well here in the neutral zone. Brian Rice will recover, and an icing on the Seahawks will bring it back. 18:04 here in the third.
Yeah, and I think they're starting to clean it up on the defensive end. I mean, Tucker Forrest is doing a great job, stopping shots. But I mean, the offense has got to start, kicking it up a notch. I mean, we saw opportunities the last period with, Tulo and Globitz being able to attack the net, and there being rebounds loose for them to capitalize on, though they were unable to. So again, the offense has got to get it going for the Hokies. I mean, they've been able to do this all season long. It's just that they're really struggling to get it past Clancy tonight.
Fighting back behind the net. The Levy brothers trying to get it out. Pepe now with the puck. Pass off the boards. Taken away in the neutral zone. Rice ripped into Clancy's chest once again.
Yeah, I mean, those are the kind of shots you want to take. When you get in the zone, shoot it. There's usually another guy trailing that will, look for that rebound. So good job there by Brian Rice. Unfortunately, it was right into the bread basket of Clancy and unable to provide a rebound. But it's a good start for the Hokies.
Tech slightly out shooting the Seahawks here tonight. Probably about 10 to 15 shots. The Seahawks recover. Gray off to Colbreth. Back to Gray. They swing it around to Trainer. Sends one off the back glass. Lagas pushes up to his teammate. Poked away, and Lagas back to recover. McAfee loses it momentarily out to Kubi. 3 Hokies, 2 Seahawks tied up against the boards. It's Colbreth and Gray in there. McAfee finally comes up with it, and out to Lagas. They swing it up to Kubi. Working with the 2-on-2, slows it down. Centering pass gets away. Sang tries to rip it, but poked away as well.
That's a second chance for Sang this game where he's had an opportunity.
Commotion in front of the net. Trainer and Kubi were both down on the ice. They'll send Trainer into the box. It'll be a Virginia Tech Grand Home Furnishings power play, something the Hokies are definitely going to need here in the third period. Seahawks with a 2-1 lead, just under 17 left to play.
Yeah, I believe they're 0 for 3 on the man advantage tonight, but this season they're hovering around that 39-40% mark. I mean, they were 1 for 4 last night, maybe 1 for 4 tonight, depending on how this power play goes.
Lagas through the legs of Ons over to Fantozzi, but gets back into the boards. Back up to Fantozzi, working at the blue line. Off to the far side, pass across to Lagas, rips it in. J.H. Lagas evens it up with 16:35 on the cross pass. The one-timer right past Clancy.
I mean, what a special moment, what a special game it is for J.H. Lagas, having his host family drive 14 hours all the way to watch him play. It's a great game. He's been playing a great game so far, and it's a reward there, a goal to tie this one up.
He has been skating with a fire, dancing around opponents, twirling through the zone, taking great shots, and playing phenomenal defense. Finally gets the payoff here with the goal. Offensive zone, Garlock loses it momentarily, taken away by UNC-Wilmington. Roberts up the near boards, gives it off in the middle to Moses, knocked away. Forrest able to battle with too many in the way, and the leading pass to Kazai just gets away from him into the side.
Would have been Kazai's speed, one of the best in the game. Very deadly, but a really missed opportunity. The pass going a little too far and bouncing off of Kazai's stick.
Sullivan battling. Seahawks cleared out to center ice, shoveled in by Lanigan right to Clancy, covers it up comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, going back on Kazai, that assist on that Lagas goal, I mean, that cross-ice pass, so crisp, so clean, going straight from one point to the other for Lagas to shoot that wide open goal. I mean, Kazai, we talk about historic records. He came into this weekend needing only 8 points to reach 100. He had 1 last night, 2 tonight, so he's only 5 points away now, Kyle.
He is quickly closing in on that record. Him and Paduzzi are definitely 2 of the best to ever don the Hokies uniform so far, and both still with some time left here at Tech.
Yeah, they're going to play another season, Kyle, together. So, if you're an ACCHL opponent, you got to be really wishing that this wouldn't have happened, but you got 2 wonderful players, Kazai and Paduzzi. I mean, we still got to find a nickname for them, but they've been just fantastic for them.
Rice ripped into Clancy's chest, knocked away, but the Seahawks able to poke it up against the boards. Now behind the nets, it's Stewart fighting there with Trainer. Tech able to get it up to the blue line. Rice defended there by Ons. The Hokies not quite able to keep it in. Ons just diving and poking that one away. Rice shovels it up and around. The Hokies with some fresh legs out here. Seahawks take a moment to settle on the near boards. Finally clear it out to center ice, but Lagas back to push the pace quickly. Fantozzi swings it up and around. Clancy out of the goal with pressure from Andrew, and Tyler Gordon puts it in. Hokies take the 3-2 lead. Clancy out of position for probably the first time tonight, and the Seahawks have to pay for it.
I mean, he's been playing a perfect game so far, but that one mistake coming out of your net, going behind the get, the puck costed him. Andrew doing a fantastic job on the forward check, getting there, giving it to Tyler Gordon, who serves it up right on a platter and delivers it for the Hokies. His third goal, second goal of this period, and gets them in the lead.
You gotta talk about the hustle there from Andrew, recognizing that Clancy wasn't prepped for a defender to push his way up there and try and get something going. And he just speeds through, takes it away, kicks it over to Gordon for the shot in.
I mean, and Andrew is having a wonderful 2025. He scored a game now in every, I mean, not Andrew, but he's either assisted or he scored in every single game so far this year. He had a goal last night, assisted by Tyler Gordon. He returns the favor tonight, gives it to Gordon to get the Hokies up 3-2 over the Seahawks, who were called a timeout.
That is tough for UNC-Wilmington. Rich Brower, head coach, taking a moment to talk to his team, recollect them. Virginia Tech taking that 1-goal lead here in the third. Now let's talk about our special night next weekend. Join us next weekend as the Hokies take on the Wolfpack. Come out to Top of the Stairs on Friday night for a Hokies watch party against number 7 NC State. And then join us again at Tots on Saturday evening for a pregame buffet and take a ride on the team bus to the game. Scan the QR code on your screen to reserve your seat.
Should be a good one against the Ice Pack next year. I mean, like I said, probably the biggest game of the weekend. Hokies and Ice Pack, always a classic. Last year you had the Gavin Paduzzi overtime goal, their first win against the Ice Pack in over 7 years. So obviously it's going to be a huge game. You got the number 6 seeded Ice Pack, who got swept by Liberty this weekend, although they were both in the shootout and overtime. But I mean, it's going to be a really, really fun matchup, and we've got to have it here covered on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network.
I would expect Liberty to move up in the rankings a little bit. Currently sitting at 3, and NC State down in 6, probably moving back down a little bit. They just jumped up from 7 in the last rankings that came out yesterday. Out behind the net, Siggins takes it over into the corner, now pressed up against. 3 Hokies, 2 Seahawks mixed in. Finally clear it out. Graves rips one. Paduzzi deflected it slightly, and Forrest gets it in the glove.
Yeah, and we were talking about, like, what do the Hokies need to do in order to, get back into this game? And who knew it was the costly errors of the UNC-Wilmington Seahawks? You had the penalty that led to the power play goal by J.H. Lagas, and then you had Clancy coming out of his net unsupervised, allowing Andrew to take over and give it over to Tyler Gordon to get this a 3-2 Hokies lead.
13-15 here in the third. Tech playing well to take that lead on the costly mistake from Clancy. Will sit behind their own net momentarily. Now Tulo. Up to Austin Hearn. 3 Seahawks in the way. Beesimer sends him into the boards. Siggins swings it around to Kyle Levy. Deflected away in front of the net. Tulo with the shot. Rips it wide left. Lanigan recovers up against the boards with Siggins. Sends one cross ice. Chipped it up, but nobody's there. Seahawks finally able to get it across the blue line. The Hokies recover in neutral ice. Now start working their way again. Lanigan with the 1-on-2, dumps it over, and he got taken out.
That's got to hurt, but, you know, Lanigan's tough, as he's shown so far this season, though. A little more extracurriculars after the hit, but it's going to certainly be a penalty coming up against the Seahawks. Got to hope Lanigan's okay, though.
Hokies helping Lanigan off the ice. He took a beating on that hit. And into the box goes Beesimer.
Kubi trying to stand up for his teammate. That just tells you what kind of team this is for the Hokies. The culture, the brotherhood, so, you know, deeply rooted that, you know, they stand up for their guys. But I mean, that hit was just unnecessary by Beesimer. It's going to be a 5-minute major for him. And again, you just got to hope Lanigan's all right.
So the Hokies get the man advantage of Virginia Tech Grand Home Furnishings power play once again.
And it's going for 5 minutes. So, I mean, they have, it's not going to be 2 minutes. It's going to be 5 minutes of 5-on-4 for the Hokies. A great chance.
Lagas near side, pass off the skates of Kazai. Recovers at the point. Lagas lost his footing on the near side. The Seahawks able to get it out. Peduzzi quickly pushes it back up to Kazai. Dances across the right side, guarded by Trainer. Sent off into the boards. Garlock kicks out to Peduzzi for a reset, shovels it into traffic, and once again, swallowed it up by Clancy.
Yeah, Clancy's going to have to be busy here for the next 4 minutes and 31 seconds. We already saw the Hokies their last time on the man advantage get a goal, that cross ice from Kazai to Lagas. They tried it again there, this time from Lagas to Hearn. Hearn kind of was unable to get the pass. Clancy looks like he's trying to find the puck. There it is. But, I mean, cross-ice passes seems to be the way the Hokies are going to go if they want to score on Clancy.
Seahawks get about 30 seconds off the power play. Kazai working around Ons. Leaves it off for his teammate. Out behind the net, Neal playing nice defense there. Kazai back in the far corner. Guarded by Ons once again. Up to the point to Peduzzi, back to Kazai, into traffic. Garlock there, lost it in his skate. Clancy still loose and finally covers it up. Garlock just lost it on the skates and couldn't quite get the stick on it.
Yeah, reasonably frustrated for Garlock. He was wide open right there in front of the net. It was kind of shades that UNC and Charlotte game where, you know, he was wide open and he scored, but this time he was struggling to find the puck. He was right there, had it, but he just couldn't find it, and Clancy was able to just cover it up.
About 4 minutes left for Beesimer in the box. Stewart will take the face-off for the Hokies. Gets it out to Sullivan. Now back inside. Down on the ice, Hearn gets taken out, and we've got another whistle. Looks like it's going to be on Hearn this time to even things up for a bit.
Yeah, and Hearn's asking what he did wrong. I think it was just being tangled up with Gray. Well, he's going to serve 2 minutes once again. Tulo trying to plead Hearn's case, though. It's going to be a 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, and then the Hokies will be on the power play again for the next 1 minute and 57 seconds.
Tough call there for Tech. They lose out on 2 minutes of man advantage. 11:24 left here in the third. 3-2, Hokies lead the Seahawks in our Saturday night finale of this home series for the Hokies. Tulo up the far side. Guarded by Brower. Moves it up to Ons. Working with a slew of Hokies defenders right into Tucker Forrest glove. Just knocked that one down.
Yeah, and I mean, now that it's 4-on-4, the Seahawks kind of now have balanced things out, so now they can go more on the offensive and, you know, deliver shots to Tucker Forrest. He's looking up at the scoreboard, wondering how much time he's got left. It's going to be tough with the Seahawks now trying to pressure and score to tie things up.
Another shot right to Forrest glove. Just sticks it up there and knocks it down. The Seahawks with 2 quick shots. Not a lot of time off of the 4-on-4. 1:37 left with Hearn in the box. Beesimer still with 3:30. Hokies settle in for a minute. Now working their way up, far side. Peduzzi gets around the defender, swings around the net. Dances back, he's all tied up there with Brower. Levy gets around Rice, but Sullivan's there to help out. 1-on-2, works it up on his own. Fakes the pass, swings it around. Levy there in the way to shovel it away. Levy now near side, 2 defenders off the backboards and no teammates in the area. Garlock sent one into the boards. They'll have to take it back and reset. Levy to Levy, ripped into traffic, missed wide left. There to recover Ewan Andrew and Moses. Garlock just knocks it across the line. Levy there to recover. Nice defense from Lagas, kill a couple extra seconds.
And that's the plus of having a two-way defenseman in Lagas. He can help you out on the back end as well as on the offensive end too, and potentially creating chances for your offense.
Moses with 15 seconds left on the penalty. Knocks one right to Forrest once again into the glove. Hearn about set to come out of the box. Still 2:12 left for Bessemer.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks are trying to mount as much pressure as they can on Forrest before they go back down a man when Hearn comes out of the box. Looks like he's just going to join the fray as his line's already out there.
Seahawks send one into traffic again. Too many in the way. Knocked off some skates. Getting ready to see Hearn come out of the box as the Hokies reset. A big hit up against Rice on the boards, and out comes Hearn. Hokies back to full strength, now with the man advantage. Just under 2 minutes left with the extra hands. Austin Hearn, far corner, kicks it up to Sullivan, now back to Hearn. Rips one through into the back glass. Rebound out to Rice. Stewart behind the net. Swings it over to Hearn, up top to Sullivan. Hearn around to Stewart, back behind. Tulo tries to recover on the missed pass. Neal working his way behind, able to clear it for the Seahawks. 1:15 left for Bessemer. Hokies pushing the pace with Hearn. It's a 1-on-4. He'll slow it down into the corner. All tied up. Tech trying to get it free, but UNC-Wilmington keeping it up against the boards. No shot opportunities so far. Garlock working his way out. Hokies went for a quick change. Now settling in. Fantozzi rips one. Hearn tried to bat it in. Cleared by Lawson. 35 left on the power play. Peduzzi back, skates around Pepe, takes it across the blue line himself, rips it through. Levy just able to get enough in the way that Peduzzi didn't have a clear shot. Lagas working coast to coast, takes it up behind, leaves it off for Kazai. Peduzzi one-timer, traffic, Garlock on the rebound. Once again, Clancy knocks it away.
Another one-time opportunity for Garlock. He had a wide open net, just couldn't deliver.
Garlock out behind, defended by Tabraham. Now Levy and Kazai join the mix. Knocked in and quickly taken down by Bessemer. Fantozzi makes it 4-2 for the Hokies.
And Garlock made up exactly for it. Stays behind the net, muscles his way, feeds Dominic Fantozzi, who's right there waiting for the one-timer in front of the net. Gets it past Clancy. Hokies now up 4-2. This is the Hokies team that we're accustomed to seeing.
This is exactly what they needed to do in this third. They have come out with a fire and taken that 2-goal lead. 3
unanswered. It's, like I said, it's what we've been accustomed to seeing from this Virginia Tech Hokie squad all season long. This first line, we were questioning, how they were going to show up tonight. Ethan Garlock, Gavin Peduzzi, Kim Kazai, all contributing in their own ways tonight. It's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Hokies.
Shot there, knocked into the back boards from Gray. All tied up, just under 7 minutes left to play in the third. 3-on-3, the Hokies getting to work. Andrew dumps it in. Tyler Gordon pressuring from the opposite side. Kept in there momentarily by Stewart. Andrew batted it back in, but Gray knocks it out. Shoveled one in for a line swap. They're going all 5. Tech with a quick push. Tyler Gordon right to the glove of Clancy. The Hokies with a nice opportunity on the full line swap, but just couldn't quite get it past the goalie.
I think they realized it was a little too late, that they realized that all 5 Seahawks went for a change. They had all sorts of players out there. It was like a 5-on-0 almost if they was able to develop, though. Unfortunately, Tyler Gordon at least getting the shot off and getting the face off in the offensive zone.
I don't know if I've ever seen the ice quite so empty during the middle of a game. 6:10 left here in the third. Hokies still leading 4-2. McAfee on the far boards along with Kyle Levy. Now out the day. They swing it around. And chip shot up. Kubi there to knock it down. Siggins bats it up and around. Kubi out to Lagas. Fakes the pass to Seng, then gives it up to him. Going this way and that way here in neutral ice. Seahawks finally with little possession. Graves knocked away by McAfee. Shot from Levy just gets deflected away. Kubi on the near side takes a big hit from Lawson. McAfee trying to settle this group down. Seahawks slow it up with just over 5 minutes left to play. And icing in teal, and we'll bring it back.
Yeah, well, although there are 5 minutes left, I mean, we do have to bring the question of, they're down to when is Coach Brower going to pull Clancy? I know we were kind of thinking about that last night before the penalties came, and, the Seahawks went on the power play. Hokies were unable to pull their goalie, and it led to 2 more goals. But, I mean, for the Seahawks, if they just play a clean remainder of the game, they should be able to pull their goalie out, get on a 6-on-5 advantage, and try to at least get this within 1, possibly tie it.
Hokies shovel it in. Clancy gloves it, knocks it down for Levy, despite the defender right there. Garlock trying to poke it away from Roberts now. Back out to Levy. Moses pass off the boards to his teammate Lawson. Gets poked away, back to Moses. They swing it up. Pass taken away there by Tech. Kazai swings it across, but nobody's there. Kill off a few more seconds. Just under 4:30 here in the third. Peduzzi pressuring Trainer. Hokies pull it back for a moment and shovel it in. Goes off the glove of Moses. Stewart tying it up there with Lawson and Rice and Trainer. Tulo nearly got taken out, just able to get on sides.
Good awareness there by Stewart. Had Hearn, on the other side. Had to draw back from the puck.
3:45 here in the third. Hokies holding on to their lead, trying to kill off some more time. Tulo knocks it across the blue line, but Neal's in the way.
I'm probably going to have to predict that Clancy might come out around the 2-minute mark, maybe 2:30.
Ons with a nice shot, threaded it through his own legs and tried to leave it on the right side, but Forrest getting in the way there. Pepe fakes around Stewart, but knocked away. Clancy will knock it into the boards for his buddy. Brower leaves one for Pepe along the side. They kick it up to Levy. Now over to Ons, swings it off the near side corner. Hokies puck with McAfee, fakes it to Andrew, lets it go through. Knocked away there by Tech, but not able to retain possession. The Seahawks with the one-on-one. Ons trying to work it again, but McAfee just stifling in the way. Now brings it up, gets around Gray, but too many Seahawks in the way. Ons knocks it off.
So there's going to be a penalty coming up against the Hokies.
Levy working up the left side, all on his own. Kazai just able to kill it. See who the penalty goes on for Tech. With 2:18 left in the third.
It's going to be on McAfee. Though, I mean, credit to McAfee on that opportunity on the offensive end for the Seahawks. You know, getting in the way of that play, you know, using his body to really stop that puck and, you know, try to have some sort of offensive opportunity, though he'll sit in the box as the Seahawks go on the power play for about almost the rest of the game.
Hokies need to kill 2 more minutes. Shot off the glass, gets all the way back. Clancy thinks about it, leaves it for Moses to take care of.
And it's going to be interesting to see when they're going to pull Clancy. He can get a 6-on-4 opportunity. So it's going to probably be as soon as they can probably get it past center ice is my prediction is when they're going to call Clancy to the bench.
Here with Moses, takes it across the blue line. Clancy's staying put. The Seahawks comfortable with their power play. They've been effective this weekend. Moses rips one into the backboards. Tucker couldn't get in front of it. Neal now through traffic off of Peduzzi skating into the side. Lawson back behind Clancy, still in his net. Kazai trying to push that across the blue line, just trying to push the pile here. Everyone all tied up. Kazai's on the ground. They finally get it over. He's still down, just trying to get up.
I'm shocked there's no penalty called on Kazai. I mean, the coaches were barking for it. He just was tripped by the Seahawks, though. It was a blown call.
It's a tough break for UNC-Wilmington. Kills off a ton of time. Tied up there against the boards. Sullivan shovels it back. And Levy will retrieve it from Clancy. Just under a minute left, 54 seconds and counting.
I mean, again, I'm no analytic guru, but the Seahawks are down 2 on the man advantage. Less than a minute left, and they're not pulling Clancy. Don't want that 6-on-4 opportunity.
Taberham, pass off the boards, gets across the blue line. Levy will pause for a second, reset, rip one through, swallowed up by Forrest.
I mean, Tucker Forrest has been phenomenal tonight. I don't think we've mentioned his name enough. I mean, he's been great rivaling Clancy on the other end. Just a good show between 2 great goalies. But Tucker Forrest, the rookie, looking like we might get his 9th win of the season. Improved to 9-0 as a rookie freshman.
UNC-Wilmington with 12 seconds left on the power play from McAfee's penalty. Just 30 seconds left in the game. Levy up at the point, kicks it over to Corey Levy. Now Ons, near side, ripped from the blue line, deflected away. Tech back to full strength, 15 seconds left here in the third. I'm shocked they've left Clancy in this long. They might just be accepting it here. Tulo, 5 seconds left. Up in the far corner, tied up with Taberham. We'll try and post it up in the corner until the buzzer, and there it goes. Virginia Tech takes it home 4-2.
Yeah, great comeback win by the Hokies compared to last night. There was a lot of sloppiness last night, a lot of penalties that weren't meant to be taken, a lot of physicalness, a lot of aggressiveness, not a lot of discipline, but wash that all out tonight with a victory over the Seahawks. They were disciplined. They played a great third period, especially coming back down 1, up now, scoring 3 unanswered, beating Clancy, who's been phenomenal all weekend. Got to give credit where credit's due to Dylan Clancy. He tried his best for the Seahawks, but tonight the Hokies came to play. They showed everybody why they're the number 2 seed, especially in that third period. So hopefully this is a good momentum push to next week when they play NC State.
You've got to talk about capitalizing on those opportunities, those mistakes from UNC-Wilmington. They didn't make many, but when they did, Virginia Tech made them pay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go goal by goal, we can, but in that third period, you had the penalty that led to the power play goal by J.H. Loggis. And then you had Clancy come out of his net and set up a goal that you and Andrew, great hustle, able to feed it to Tyler Gordon to make it 3-2. And then you talk about the last goal, Don Fantozzi, Ethan Garlick, making up for his mistakes, finding Don Fantozzi, who was right there, able to snipe it in for the Hokies' fourth and final goal of the night, and that's how they beat UNC, is those mistakes.
A great all-around game for Virginia Tech. And I want to give a shout-out to J.H. Lagas as well, because, man, was he skating well out there. Got so many open looks. Finally got that one through.
Yeah, I mean, and I just found this out prior to the game. He's Virginia Tech's all-time program, the leading scorer by a defenseman this season. With 33 points now, he's now #1 all-time in points in a season. In a season, leads all defensemen in Virginia Tech program and history. But again, just a special game tonight for him. He had his host family drive 14 hours down, had a special, starting lineup announcement, had a balloon and poster and everything waiting for him. I mean, it was just a great overall night for the Hokies and J.H. Lagas.
UNC-Wilmington falls to 13-1, and the Hokies improve to 22-1. And make sure you join us next weekend. We've got a home-and-home with NC State. Come out on Friday night to Tots for our watch party against the Wolfpack. And then join us again on Saturday evening. Screen to reserve your seat on the bus. Should be a very fun weekend. Two of the top teams in the Southeast facing off. We already saw NC State once this season, a hard-fought game to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-2 loss. All those goals were scored in the first period. And again, that was the opening night. I mean, this Hokies team, the chemistry wasn't really as it is. But again, the season progresses. The team builds more and more. They know their connections. I mean, you look at where they're at now compared to how they were in the beginning of the season. Everything's just so a lot better on the ice, so much smoother than how they were the first game. So I expect a very competitive game between these two teams, and I can't wait to watch it next Saturday and Friday night.
A split series here in Vinton. The Seahawks take Friday night, and the Hokies take Saturday. Join us next weekend on the Virginia Tech Hockey Network against the Wolfpack. For Kyle Bean and